potential growth. No doubt, our overseas partners in the Memorandum of Understandings also benefit quality support from us in making industry connections, running wine promotion services in Hong Kong, and promoting wine-related tourism to visit their home countries. With the growing volume of wine imports, our Customs and Excise Department colleagues have strengthened their enforcement capability. They have established a specialized investigation team and an alliance with the industry, in addition to stepping up cooperation with overseas enforcement agents to exchange intelligence on fake wine. We are indeed so serious in this business in sending our customs officers to France to study wine, and indeed I've tried to enroll and failed, of course. We are glad to say that all these efforts have brought very encouraging results. Despite the global economic crisis in the last 2 years, wine trading and distribution business continue to flourish quickly. In 2008, the value of our wine imports jumped 80% year-on-year to around 370 million after the elimination of wine duty. In 2009, imports increased by another 41% year-on-year to $517 million. This is more than double the total value of wine imported for the whole of 2007, before wine duties were eliminated. Auction houses like Akamiro and Conduit, Christie, Sotheby have all been active in recent years and doing extremely well in Hong Kong. Our location obviously makes it a very convenient one for Asian collectors, particularly those from the mainland. 14 auctions were held in 2009, with sales amounting to $64 million, making Hong Kong the second biggest center for wine auctions after New York. Arising from increasing interest in wine, a number of new companies like wine storage facilities, trading companies and retailers have been set up in Hong Kong, while existing ones have expanded their wine-related business in the past year. To step up our wine promotion work, we also organized the first Hong Kong Food and Wine Year last October. It was a huge success and attracted some 70,000 people over 3 days, far exceeding our expectations. Robin mentioned about Wine Expo in May next year. This year. Indeed, last year we also had Wine Expo. I would also like to let you know that we have another major event, and that is the International Wine and Spirits Fair, which will be held between the 4th and the 6th November this year. The second one, the International Wine and Spirits Fair, was held last year and extremely successful, attracting 525 exhibitors from over 34 countries and regions. In addition, we have also 12,000 buyers from 62 countries and regions attending this International Wine and Spirits Fair last October. And I presume this year, the number will continue to grow up. We've also been doing very well so far, but we believe there's room for improvement. As more and more people are shipping their fine wine into Hong Kong, we have recently developed a certification scheme for wine storage facilities so as to preserve the quality of fine wine and its investment potential. This will no doubt give investors and traders greater confidence to store their wine in our storage facilities, as summers in Hong Kong could be very hot and humid outdoors. To provide facilitation measures for the increasing volume of wine that will go through Hong Kong into the mainland, we've also recently reached agreement with the mainland customers on customs facilitation measures for wine imports into the mainland. Indeed, the agreement was just signed today, Hong Kong time, which is 16 hours ahead of Seattle. And this includes pre-evaluation of wine before a wine shipment is exported from Hong Kong to the mainland, and compressing the clearance time at the mainland ports for wine that have not gone through the pre-evaluation process. These facilitation measures will increase transparency and certainty for Hong Kong's wine traders to better tap the business opportunities arising from increasing demand for wine on the mainland and help strengthen Hong Kong's position as the wine trading and distribution hub in the region. This will be kicked off as a pilot scheme in Shenzhen, and we plan in the second quarter this year, and we plan to extend this scheme to cover major mainland cities like Shanghai, Beijing, and Guangzhou later. U.S. wine, of course, this is why this is important. I should add that if you export your wine direct from, say, Washington State to the mainland, then you will not be able to enjoy this customs facilitation measure. So I would suggest you bear in mind this factor as well. And of course, by all means, you can ship your wine straight into Hong Kong or into the mainland, as you like. But I do think that there are special, particular advantages for you to go through Hong Kong.
Mr. Tong?
Yes, please.
One of the issues that I've been concerned about is the transportation, particularly if you have truck from Hong Kong into mainland China.
Yeah.
Security.
Oh, security? Oh, no problem. Indeed, we have very heavy cross-border traffic, and wine is just one of the items. So we have very good confidence that your product would be shipped into the mainland very safely. The reason why we have come up with this customs facilitation measure is that we do not want to hold up the wine at the border, be it the Hong Kong border or the mainland border. And according to this customs facilitation measure, for those wine that has got this pre-evaluation process done, the wine could go into the mainland from Hong Kong within 1 day. And for those which has not gone through this process, they can clear the customs within 3 to 7 days. And the mainland government has committed to this schedule. And in case it takes longer time than 7 days, then they will allow your wine to go from Hong Kong into the mainland first, and they will come back to you on this customs evaluation. Yeah. Well, let me go back to the value of U.S. wine. Well, the U.S. wine exports to Hong Kong was $9 million in 2007, increasing to $18 million in 2008, and last year it has increased further to $42 million. And how about Washington wine? The latest figure that I got is still a little bit, somewhat below 1 million. So last year, so 1 million out of $42 million, I believe that there is lots of room for growth. And mind you, this $42 million is not a static figure, and I'm pretty sure that the U.S. wine exports to Hong Kong will continue to go up. Oh, indeed, on this front, you can rest assured that we are working very closely with your state government. Indeed, I and my colleagues just met your governor this morning, and also Director of Agriculture. And it is our wish to see more of the U.S. wine and definitely Washington wine in Hong Kong. And I think I'll just skip some other areas which is not related to wine, but I want to tell you that the U.S. Is indeed Hong Kong's #2 trading partner. In 2008, we have imported more than $980 million worth of goods from Washington State into Hong Kong, and we are the 15th largest destination for Washington exports. And of course, in Hong Kong, as I mentioned earlier, you will not find yourself a stranger because there are over 100 Starbucks in Hong Kong. And hopefully we'll be able to see more U.S. wine in Hong Kong. And of course, I should add that there are lots of Washington apples in Hong Kong as well. So you will feel very much at home. We will usher in the year of Tiger later.